Elements by Rejux on AO3. Chapter 4, Chapter 3. HHK Top 10 Articles of the Week. 1. Big 3 to release album next month. 2. The Sudden Jump. Why Elements is sweeping the nation with their debut. 3. Idol Attacker makes sudden comeback after 2 months of silence. 4. Big 3's Togata opens up about scandal, date, was actually bandmate Agajimi from behind. 5. Tokyo Man believes he is Yoda, rides in the backpacks of high school students. 6. Ragdoll to leave the Pussycats because of health. 7. Todoroki Shoto to play Zuku upcoming live-action film Avatar. 8. Famous actor Monoma Neto to play James Allen McCurr in life-changing documentary. 9. Elements Bakugou has fun on bandmates Snappy Gram. The results are priceless. 10. Sin X to star in own anime series. Pre-showcase interview with Elements, Midoriya. Last night I had the honor of interviewing Elements' very own baby and lyricist, Midoriya Izuku, before their long-awaited showcase. With energy at an all-time high, he was incredibly pleasant to talk to and charming to boost. Question. What inspired you to get into the entertainment industry? And under UA Entertainment no less. Midoriya. I grew up with All Might films, and Yagi Toshinori-san was still is my favorite actor ever. I aspire to become an actor just like him, and somehow I managed to get into UA Entertainment, which was, as you know, the company Yagi-san worked under for a while before splitting off to form his own company. Question. What made you decide to get into music? Midoriya. After being accepted, I think they saw extra potential in me, and I was put into different kinds of lessons, so I'll be well-rounded in other areas. Guitar, singing, dancing, and then we discovered I wrote nice lyrics, so that was a bonus. I still want to get into acting, but I really like where I am now. I have time to get into it down the road. Question. Is there a story behind 4 Seasons? What prompted you to write it? Midoriya. There is no personal story. When I write based off of the mood I'm in, but I never write based off of personal experience. 4 Seasons came into existence when we as a group decided what we wanted our debut song to be. I wrote most of the lyrics after watching several romantic films and then incorporated any changes they wanted to make. I guess you could say, in a weird way, it's a song we made together out of love. Question. Speaking of love, many fans are wanting to know if you are in the dating scene right now. Midoriya. Oh, no. UA has a no dating policy under a certain age, so even if I wanted to, I won't be able to date. Policy aside, I'm not looking anyways, I'm sorry. Question. Let's talk about your bandmates. Who is the easiest to get along with? The most difficult? Midoriya. That is a difficult question, because we all get along pretty well. It was awkward for me at first, because they all have more experience than I do, but they accepted me for who I am and give me advice when I need it. We're a little like brothers in a way. Question. It's heartwarming to know that you all get along. Having Bakugou-san in the group must have helped as well, since you're both childhood friends, correct? Midoriya. Believe it or not, we haven't spoken to each other since we were younger until the group was formed, so even then it was a little awkward for a while. Our mothers are close friends though, but that's it. Question. It looks like the showcase is about to start soon. Is there anything you want to tell your friends before you start? Midoriya. Thank you all for your support up until now. We'll be coming out with more wonderful songs in the future, so look forward to those. Chiper. Elements at elements_UA. If you haven't checked out our debut single, it is out now. Listen to it on U Songs. Link. At 4 Seasons. Todoroki Shoto. At Todo Shoto. Thanks to all the fans who stuck with me through hiatus and are now supporting my friends in Elements. You're the light that guides us. Dinky at Sparkles0629. Have you listened to Elements single yet? Go for it. Go, go, go. Link. Hashtag 4 Seasons. Ijiro at red_Wyatt16. For the days of my life aren't in. How do I pass them by? Link. Hashtag 4 Seasons. Midoriya. At Mido715. Over a year ago, working with the greatest bandmates felt like only a pipe dream. Now I'm more than lucky enough to call them my friends. Mido Izu. At Midori715. Image of elements having a meal together. Midoriya is barely peeking into the picture to get all of them in the shot. Todoroki is smiling politely, while Kirishima gives him bunny ears. Kaminari is grinning with his thumbs up. Bakugou is barely looking at the camera while drinking water. We are elements. STV presents STV Elements. Narrator. Seeing Elements working so hard for their debut, we decided to drop in to see what they do on their off days. Scene cut to boy's door, and Kirishima opens it. Kirishima. Ah, what brings you here? No worries. Come in. Welcome to Elements Humble Abroad. Step right up, step in. Here's our living room. You can always catch us hanging out here before bed. Text. From the looks of things, we might be getting a house tour instead. Hiroshima. Over there is the kitchen. Katsuki is our chef. Text. Is Katsuki the only one who cooks here? Hiroshima. Well, I mean, Shoto can boil water and Denki can pour the water into the cup of ramen, but humans can't survive on just that alone. Text bubble. This guy is a real jokester. Text. Todoroki-san can't greet us today, as we learn he's busy elsewhere. The other three, however. Hiroshima. We don't do much in our off days, just laze around and relax. Katsuki's trying to bulk up, so he'll probably be working out right now. Knocks on Bakugou's door. I'm sure we all want to see his muscles. Bakugou. What do you want? Kirishima. Just me and our friendly camera crew wanting to see what you're doing. Bakugou opens the door, shirtless and lightly sweating with a towel wrapped over his shoulders. Text. Majestic. Izuku didn't know what came over him when he turned off the TV. He stared at the blank screen with a hot face, and the only sound that broke the silence was his mother's voice through the phone. Izuku, are you still there? Sorry, yeah, I'm still here. He cleared his throat. What were you saying? I'm worried, Izuku, Inko said. Call me an overprotective parent, but with that attacker going around... Attacker? The boy straightened up. I thought you've already been warned about it. Over the last several months, there has been an attacker targeting male idols. Izuku's thoughts to the picture. I've heard of the attacker, but I doubt they'll go after us, Mom. He didn't know why he told her this. They both know he didn't mean it. Please, Izuku, be careful. His mother pleaded. You know I will. I'll be fine. I promise. Izuku walked into the kitchen, changing the topic to what plans are for the week. He told her that on his next day off, he'll visit her. As they were about to hang up, Inko stopped him at the last moment. Wait, Izuku. Yeah? Please tell Katsuki-kun he should call his parents occasionally. Or, well, answer the phone in general. I heard from Mitsuki that they haven't spoken in a while. Well, not including the business calls. Of course. Izuku smiled. I'll let him know when he gets back. Thank you, sweetie. Inko responded. Talk to you later. Sleep well. You too, Mom. Izuku stretched after the call ended and opened the fridge to grab a snack. While he did so, Kachan came in through the front door, hands shoved into his coat pockets. Ah, Kachan, welcome back. The blonde seemed tense as he grunted in response and stood at the counter leading into the kitchen. His stare instantly burned into the side of Izuku's head before the dark-haired man looked at him. Something up? Did you go anywhere after our photo shoot this morning? Izuku took a moment to think. Just the convenience store, why? Kachan gritted his teeth. Don't make it a habit to go off on your own. Got it? Why? Because I said so. Don't go anywhere without any of us. Got it? Just don't. His hands still in his pockets, but it was far from cold inside. What's the big deal? Why? Izuku closed in on him, well aware he was hiding something. Leave me alone. Kachan turned his back to him. However, rather than letting him walk away, Izuku grabbed onto his arms and pulled. The taller man pushed him. What do you think you're doing? Why are you so mad? What are you hiding? Nothing. Liar. What? Kachan stuttered when Izuku shoved his hand into his pockets, feeling around for whatever he could be hiding. One pocket was empty. The other, "Give it back!" Izuku eyed the envelope now in his hands, with only the dorm address written on it, and nothing else. Like the other one. Deku! He ignored him, turning away to pull out whatever was in the envelope. Photos. Kachan stopped trying to take them back, as Izuku looked through them, slight tremble in his hands. All the photos were of Izuku at the convenience store nearby. Who would... He let Kachan take the photos and envelope back from him. Just don't go anywhere alone. Who knows what kind of quirk that asshole has. Did you call the police, Shoto? Kachan snapped. What can the cops even do, huh? We still haven't heard anything from them since the last time this happened. And Shoto, even. If you wanted to hear someone give you words of encouragement and tell you everything's gonna be okay, call him your damn self. Something erupted within Izuku. You just said not to go anywhere without anyone, and then you... Seriously, what's that supposed to mean? Where did that come from? You heard me. Even before this picture shit happened, you'd always run to him whenever you wanted to hear someone say something you wanted to hear. It's always been like that. Kachan threw the photos to the floor. Quirkless moron. You go on and on about wanting to take care of yourself, but here you are, needing a fucking hand to hold. That's not... When they were children, Kachan would mock him for being quirkless. Despite growing out of it in time, he never apologized for it. The mocking hurt, but after growing up, he brushed it off, knowing it really didn't matter, and he moved on. Or tried to, at least. Being called quirkless earlier didn't bother him. He was always aware of his disadvantages in comparison to many others, so, of course, Kachan would bring it up when it came to the stalker. But needing a hand to hold? A quirkless moron? Is that seriously how you see me? He wasn't going to let this slide. Not anymore. How can I not, when you've done nothing to... Izuku let his fist fly, decking the blonde in the jaw, and, to both of their surprises, sent him to the floor, barely having time to register what just happened. Izuku expected him to fight back. There was no returning punch or retort. Izuku's heart raced from the sudden adrenaline rush. He kept his eyes on Kachan as he touched his jaw and winced. Fuck. This is gonna bruise. A tinge of guilt pinched at Izuku as Kachan simply picked up the pictures and stood, saying nothing to him, but the shorter male swallowed, forcing away the guilt. Izuku watched him, waited for some sort of response. Kachan didn't give him what he was waiting for, as he turned away and walked to his room. The situation deflated as fast as it got heated, but Izuku didn't feel satisfied at all. Snappygram. Midoriya 715. Image of a notebook with mostly unreadable writing, except for the line, unsure whether it's because of the painful memory, but I go on by emptying my heart. Comments. New song? When are you guys holding a fan meeting? A little emo, isn't it? Who hurt you? Candy Blog. Kendai Blog. The following entry posted on redacted date has been deleted for violation of privacy. If you believe this is a mistake, contact support@candyblog.com. Pick. Shopping at Norisan. I saw Midoriya-chan at X Station and followed him to Norisan Fufufu. He brought some bathroom items and an issue of Shojin Leap. 2 photos of Midoriya shopping. Isn't he so cute? He looks like he just came out of a photo shoot. And guess what? I finally followed him home this time. Next time I'll knock. The pictures came out pretty, so I printed them out for him and left them at the door this time. I waited to make sure he would pick it up, but Bakugou found it first. He better have showed them to Midoriya-chan. I hope he understands how much effort I put into them and love them as much as I do. Lucid hearts are defected products of this world. That's why I badly want to taint mine. They tell me that if you love, you start to take after each other. Maybe I want to take after you a bit. Bad. Love paints. End chapter 3. Alright, so let's start. So, Idol Attacker comes back after 2 months of silence. I feel like that is... I was gonna say at first I thought, oh, it's gonna be the Stalker, right? It's the Stalker. No, it's not the Stalker. I think that's supposed to be the Hero Killer, Stain. Except instead of Hero Killer, they're now an Idol Killer, which is really interesting. Now, somebody in the comments told me how everything sounded like as if they're in a world where heroes don't exist, and instead of like, it's the normal world with quirks, with no heroes. So, I'm definitely thinking it's like that. So, if that's the case, then the Hero Killer Stain would then become like an Idol Attacker or Idol Killer. So, that is super cool, that is super nice. I really want to see that. I wonder what that is though, like, does, what's it called? Because it's either that or it's the Stalker, right? Toga, right? So either the Stain is obviously, what would it be like? Oh, you're not a true idol. Like, what? You're not a true idol. I can't even imagine. I don't know. But like, cool little thingy that I'm noticing. Also, Kirishima's Twitter thing, which I think that's what Chipper is, Twitter. Being Red Riot. I love that. Love that. Love that. Okay, let's see. Alright, I already mentioned the no heroes. Okay, so Izuku mentioned in the interview that he originally wanted to be an actor like All Might, and that he's actually happy with the career he chose, and that, he'll have time in the future. Will Izuku get his own acting gig? Like, will he get his own acting role? Because if so, I really want that. I really want to see him happy and pursue his original dream, I really, really want that. That'd be so amazing. That'd be so cool. That'd be so nice. Alright, so we're here in the Bakugou fight, and I'm here on the thing. So it starts off with like, clearly Bakugou saw this, right? And at first he's just like, don't go off on your own, got it, right? It's because I said so. I feel like this is just him like caring, right? He cares about Izuku, and I think his trigger is when Izuku's like, did you call the police? The trigger was Shoto, as in like saying, did you call Shoto? And that's where Bakugou snapped, right? Because he's like, okay, what the fuck? I feel like he's kind of jealous of Shoto. And it's clearly saying, because he sees like, okay, you always call him. You're always talking to him. You're always whatever. So he snaps. He lets his jealousy take over. Not even just his jealousy. This is also his worry. His anger onto, obviously, the fact that Izuku's getting stalked. And then his worry and his jealousy is all mixing together to become this. Sometimes you lash out at people and you don't mean to lash out at them. Your anger lash outs and you're lashing out at one person when in reality you're not mad at that person, you're mad at this other person, but for some reason you're lashing out to that person, right? It's a defense mechanism. It's a type of coping mechanisms that we have. It's called, if I remember correctly, not deflection. What's it called? Projection. No, that's another one. Fuck. Okay, it's a certain type of thing where it's like you're blaming someone, but that someone is not the reason, right? It's this other person, right? I forgot what the actual name of it. I'll have to go over my psychology notes later to like fully see it. But obviously he calls him quirkless, and it's the fact that Izuku doesn't even care about the fact of that. Like he's come to like whatever. The thing that really hits him is needing a hand to hold, and then quirkless moron. Quirkless moron, not just quirkless moron, right? And obviously this goes into a huge fight, right? And he's like, he isn't gonna let this slide, not anymore. I love that. Go for it. I love that, Izuku. Obviously, and Izuku finally like hits him, and I think that's the full, what's it called? When Izuku hits him and Bakugou is down in the floor, that's when he recalls, fuck, I lashed out. It was fucking stupid. Fuck. That's the moment where he realizes, I fucked up. I'm not mad at him. Why am I lashing out at him? Fuck. Right? That's when he like realizes that he fucked up, basically, right? So that's the fuck. Right? The fuck isn't like, oh fuck, this is gonna bruise. It's like, fuck. And then he realizes, oh right, this is gonna bruise. Right? And then he's obviously Bakugou then leaves. Also, so in the interview, Izuku mentions how he doesn't normally write about his personal life, right? His personal things. I think that fight is where it changes, because then Izuku posting that image of his notebook with the lines, like the next lines of, unsure whether it's because of the painful memory, but I go on by emptying my heart. Something's telling me that that's about the fight they just had, and there's about to be this new fire song that Izuku turns out, and Izuku's gonna start writing from his heart. right? I also think that slightly the beginning one was also written from the heart. I think that whole bullshit of like, oh, I don't write, like, you know, from the heart, that's bullshit, Izuku, that's bullshit. Okay, so here's the thing about writers. Even when we say, oh yeah, this is a completely new made-up character, completely new things, like nothing in this story comes from my personal life. Yeah, no, sweetie, darling, handsome, no. Like, even me, when I write, or when we create things, we always insert a little bit of ourselves into it. We always. A little bit, whether it be one little thing or one little other thing, right? It's always we insert something, right? It's always happened, especially with writers and people who create OCs. People who create OCs, you get me. Sometimes you add even a little bit of that OC into you, right? It not necessarily means that OC is like a self-insert or or something like that. No, it just means that OC has this shared, similar, what's it called? Not situation. Shared situation. No, fuck. Shared experience. There you go. Shared experience with you, right? And this is a way that we cope. Projection, as I mentioned before, right? Obviously, that wasn't the name of the one that I was trying to say. That was a different one. But this one's projection. When you project onto people, or when you project onto things. That be it, you write a song about your emotions. You sit and you journal about your emotions, or sometimes you create a character who either, for example, I have a character that I created for roleplay. And this character is supposed to represent everybody in my life who has ever wronged me in one shape or form, right? I project. And that character helps me heal. Because that character often dies in the roleplays. And everybody often hates them, so yeah. Hashtag who needs a therapist when you got friends who hate your OC based off of all the people who wronged you. Lol. But no, yeah. Definitely. Or like, for example, all my OCs, including the OCs that I've inserted into Streamiverse, they all have something of mine, right? Whether it be something that's look-wise or something that's experience-wise. Something that, you know, something. Even if it's as small as, oh, we both have brown eyes. Because, you know, like, we both have brown eyes, you know? Or something as big as, oh, we both share this really, really traumatic event together. Or something like that. Obviously, there is going to be times where, like, obviously there's, like, absolutely nothing linking you to this character, and it's completely brand new and completely new, and there's like nothing that you can link back to your personal life. Like, even as I said, like, you could create an OC and this OC is like the most horrific person, like this is the most like awful person, this is an evil character, and you're like, well, nothing of that is same as me, that's not personal life. I want you to sit down and tell me, does that character exist for you in the real life? Even little bits of it. Does it remind you of someone in your real life who has wronged you before? Because if so, sorry to break it to you, that became personal. That became personal. And it's not something you should be ashamed with. We project ourselves into our art, and it makes it personal. It makes it unique. It makes, not unique, but like, you know, it makes it personal. It makes it individualized. It gives it personality. It gives it reality. It gives it humanity. And that's something that happens, right? It's why I think AI-generated stuff don't really have that, because it doesn't have the emotion behind it. It doesn't have the shared experience of, I went through this behind it, you know? But yeah. So let's talk about the Stalker. Also, I think that BKDK fight, I talked about this in my other fanfic, the, what's it called? Before Your Heart Gives Out. Because they had a fight. We have a lot of fights. I was about to say, is a help, a screaming, a silent, high-pitched cry for help going to have, what's it called, a BKDK fight? But no, I don't think so. I don't think we're getting there for the BKDK fight, the BKDK fight. I think BKDK, even in the My Hero Academia main, they have the fight. And I've noticed this in a lot of fanfictions. They have the fight. Whether it be a physical fight, a verbal fight, they have a fight where they're screaming and yelling at each other, and then finally, after that fight, they're able to actually live. Like, actually talk. Actually converse. Even if beforehand they were doing that, it isn't until then when they finally actually are able to do it both ways, communicating and actually get somewhere with their friendship, relationship, whatever it is. And sometimes it's not even a BKDK fanfic. It's like a fanfic that has like it's BKDK but platonic, right? They're like friends and stuff, or like siblings, and it's that one fight that you know solidifies their friendship, relationship, familiarship. That's a word now. I declare it. Familiarship. Everybody start using it now. When you're talking about the relationship between you and a family member, familiarship. So you have friendship, familiarship, and then relationship. Love that. Talk about inventing words, unless that's actually already a word, and if so, ignore what I just said. But it's very interesting to see this because obviously there's that fight, and then after that fight they get together. So they're not get together, but they're finally actually able to see eye to eye and actually talk to each other with having both of them listen. So I wonder if in this case that's the fight. If after this they're going to be able to actually talk and actually, what's it called? Notes. Sorry, I just saw this. Togata's scandal from number 4 was inspired by this piece of artwork that I still think about. Oh, and then it shows a little link. If you want to vent to me, twitter.com. Oh, nice. Nice. All right. The next one is just called Chapter 4, if you wouldn't have guessed. Oh my god. The note says, Elements Universe Canon that Izuku as the youngest. Oh, Izuku is the youngest. Is he the youngest? Okay, well, whatever. But as I was saying, right, I think that's the fight. I think that's, the fight where they're gonna finally be able to see eye to eye and actually talk, and are gonna get together afterwards. Get together. Anyways, let's talk about the stalker. I definitely think it's very much Himiko. It's Toga. It's very much Toga, and I had fun with that little last bit of Toga talking. I think Toga's a really interesting character sometimes. Whether you play her out to be like completely insane, completely yandere, or if you play her out to be like this broken child, like I feel like Toga is a character that is super good in the sense that since she's not a really well out planned character, even in the My Hero Academia main, as of right now in the seasons, and I feel like even as 3D, she's very two-dimensional, right? She was getting there to the 3D, and then manga thing happened. So unfortunately, I don't think we're ever gonna get there. But she is very interesting because the basis of her character can be formulated into a lot of things to say a lot of things. Like, for example, you need a stalker, she's there. You need a yandere, she's there. You need someone to be a representative of how society fails you, she's there. Ugh, I love Toga's character. Love Toga's character. My only downside with Toga being the stalker in this fic is that Toga isn't gonna get with Uraraka. Ugh, that's my favorite ship. I love that ship. I love it so much. I wish there was more fanfiction of it. I think I'm probably gonna write a Toga x Uraraka fanfic. I'm still thinking about the premise and stuff, so if you guys have any ideas out for me, go ahead and put them in the comments and I'll think about it. But, as always, my raindrops, make sure to eat, sleep, drink water, take your meds. Have a wonderful day or night. Link to my Discord server and socials are down in the description. Subscribe to see more of my content, and thank you so much for watching.